All right, let's talk about something that's absolutely crucial, building a brand identity that actually stands out. And I'm not just talking about a cool logo. We're going to walk through the entire professional grade blueprint from the ground up. So I want you to think for a second. What's a brand that you just can't forget? What is it about them? What really separates those iconic, memorable brands from all the others that just kind of fade into the background? Is it just a ton of money, a lucky break, or is there something else going on? Well, here's the thing. It's not luck. It's not some random magic trick. It's a deliberate, repeatable process. In other words, it's a blueprint. You wouldn't just start building a house and hope it turns out okay, right? Of course not. And building a brand is exactly the same. So today, we're going to walk through that exact blueprint. And just like any good construction project, we have to start with step one, laying the foundation. This is all about something we call the Brand Strategy Snapshot. And trust me, this is the bedrock that everything else gets built on. You can't skip this.
So what is this thing? Basically, it's a super concise document. A guide, really. And it forces you to figure out your brand's core identity before you even think about picking a color or choosing a font. Getting this right at the start saves so much headache down the road.
And this whole snapshot really just comes down to three huge questions. First up, your purpose. Beyond just making a profit, why are you here? Second, your audience. Who exactly are you talking to? And third, and this one's big, the emotional expression. When someone comes across your brand, how do you want them to feel? Answering these honestly is absolutely foundational. Okay, so our foundation is solid. The strategy's set, right? Now we can move on to step two, the visual architecture. If strategy was the foundation, think of this part as choosing your building materials. This is where the plan starts to become something you can actually see. And this visual architecture, it really stands on three main pillars. First, you've got your logo system, and yes, it's a system, not just one logo. We'll get to that. Second, you have a really well-defined color palette. And finally, your typography system. If you nail these three, you have a strong, stable structure for your entire brand. This is so important. A professional logo is never just one image. It's a whole family, a flexible system. You've got your main one, the primary logo. That's the hero. Then there's a secondary version, maybe stacked differently or simplified for other spots. And finally, you have an icon or a submark. That's the most compact version, perfect for something tiny like a social media profile picture. Let's talk color. There's a simple rule that agencies use all of the time, and it's just the number 5. That's it. A balanced, versatile palette is almost always built on 5 core colors. It gives you enough flexibility to create some real visual pop, but it's not so many that things get messy or inconsistent. And our third pillar, typography. The best way to think about this is like a tale of 2 fonts. You've got your headline font. Its one and only job is to grab attention and show off some personality. And then you have your body font. Its job is completely different. It just needs to be clean, functional, and super easy to read. It's that partnership, that contrast, that makes everything look so polished. All right, we've got our logo system, our 5 colors are picked out, and we've got our 2 fonts. So what's next? Well, now we're at step 3, taking all these abstract rules and seeing how they look in concrete reality. It's time for some real-world views. And we do that using mockups. I mean, it's one thing to see your logo on a blank screen, right? But what does it actually look like on a business card, or on your website, or on a t-shirt? That's what mockups do. They let you see your brand in the wild. They're like a test drive for your entire visual identity, and they are essential. So, after everything's been tested, tweaked, and looks amazing in the real world, we get to the grand finale, putting together your complete toolkit. This is the final package, the brand identity delivery, that gives you everything you need to use your brand perfectly everywhere. So what's actually in this final delivery pack? Well, you get the whole shebang. You get your complete logo system in every file format you could ever need. You get all the specific color codes for web, for prints, all of it. You get clear guidelines on how to use your fonts, and, bringing it full circle, you get that foundational brand strategy snapshot to make sure you always stay true to your core mission. Look, if there's one single thing you remember from all this, I hope it's this. A great brand is so much more than a logo. It's a cohesive system where every single piece works together in harmony, all built on a rock-solid strategic foundation. It's all about being intentional. So there you have it. That's the blueprint. You now know the exact process agencies use to build powerful, memorable brands from scratch. You've got the plans, The only question left is, what are you going to build?